Hey everybody, welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. The last few videos that I've done on my channel, I've moved away from looking at miniatures games, and in particular Games Workshop games, just for a little while to look at some trading card games, and those recent videos have performed incredibly badly. Very, very few views, very little interaction, and in fact for a little while one of the videos was at 100% dislikes. And that doesn't do my channel any favors. So I've taken it on board. Obviously that's not sort of content people want to tune in to see, so I will be returning to miniatures gaming, and there will be some more Games Workshop content very, very soon. The trading card thing was only a minor interlude anyway. But before we start looking at Games Workshop stuff again, I do have some new products for AvP, the Alien vs Predator: The Hunt Begins board game slash unleashed tabletop miniatures game from Prodos Games. So before we start looking at some more Games Workshop stuff, I'm going to do some unboxing videos for these guys. And this is the Predator Hellhounds. Predator Hellhounds were previously available as multi-part kits, and this is the new version of them as Unicast single-piece resin models. If you don't know about the Unicast process, Prodos Games sort of invented this way of creating highly detailed resin miniatures as single-piece kits, and they are generally pretty incredible. But you might not think that was the case from the cover of this box. I have no idea what they have done there, but they have managed to make that Hellhound look absolutely ghastly. That looks like something out of a really bad B movie. So yeah, that's really interesting. I can't see that being on a shelf and attracting a lot of buyers. Fortunately, the miniatures themselves don't really look like that. Slightly odd. They don't really, to me, they don't accurately reflect the Hellhounds, which they're the dog things that the Predators unleash in the Predators movie. When they're hunting the heroes through the forest, they release this sort of pack of hellhound dogs, and they look a bit like that, but not quite like that. These almost look a little bit more like the in terms of the actual body structure, they look a bit more like the dogs from Ghostbusters. But obviously, all of the stuff that Prodos makes has to be approved by Fox. So Fox have obviously said, "Yep, that's fine. That's not a problem. Go with it." And they're usually pretty exacting, or they have been in the past. This slipcase is making it very difficult to get the bits out. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. There we go. That's the way to do it. So let's have a look. 2 miniatures. I believe it was £17 purchased online. And yeah, there's no packaging, no bubble wrap or anything in there. They're quite confident in the ability for their resin miniatures to arrive undamaged, and generally, I haven't actually received any damaged yet, apart from my Alien Queen, which actually had a casting defect. All of my miniatures have arrived unbroken, but I'm holding my breath now because obviously there is always a chance. These are much smaller than I was expecting them to be. I don't know why. I guess thinking back to the film, the Hellhounds aren't like. Oh, they've used that on the tokens as well. That is freaking ghastly. That's like they've taken a render of the miniature and they've colorized it, and they've done a really shat job of it. That's poor. But anyway, yeah, two Hellhound tokens and a card. We'll have a look at the card in a second. And here we go, 2 wee miniatures. Let's see if we can get him to focus nicely. The detail on the Unicast miniatures is absolutely incredible. It looks more like the actual beastie from the movie in 3D. The way they photographed it on the box, or the way they decided to show the angle of the render, made it look a lot more squat faced than it is, but it's actually got quite an elongated dog-like head, which was difficult to see in the renders. As always, very, very detailed, cluttered bases. That's a Wayland Yutani commando who is he needs some super glue bad, worse than bad. He's going to have trouble with that though, because they won't fit back in. Yeah, cool. It's like a stack of rubble. We've got some cases here. What's in the cases? Probably not official documents. And yeah, the doggy sort of standing on the top, having disemboweled his enemy. And that is really... Sorry, it's really going out of focus. That is really, really, really nicely detailed. Like I say, all of the Unicast miniatures are really nicely detailed, so it doesn't come as a surprise. But considering this is a single piece kit, I mean, that level of detail on a single piece is quite exceptional. Let's have a look at the other one. Wah! Wah! I'm scary. Again, I think, you know, if you look at it at that angle, it probably doesn't look anything like the thing from the movie, but from the sides and stuff, you get a better appreciation for what it is. Again, with attaché cases, things everywhere. These, I don't know what's up with the suitcases. Have these been unleashed in an airport somewhere? And he's stood on a Ghostbusters trap there. He's in trouble. Yeah. The bases are weird. I really like the bases because they do give them a sense of place. But there's always a lot of stuff on them. And sometimes it's, I mean, like, I'm not really sure what they've gone for here with like the three cases. It's an unusual choice. He's going out of focus. Sorry about that. And look, we do have... Oh, I was going to say we have a brake. Because from that angle it looked like a brake. It looked like there should have been a spoke. But actually, I don't think that is a brake. I think it's supposed to be like that. It's like a little tubey. I'll have to double check that. Because it looks a bit off. Looks a bit like it should be a... I wonder if it's got it on. No, see, it's shown from that weird angle. Interesting. I'll have to double check that. Because the other one has a full bit coming out. So I reckon that is a... But it actually looks like it doesn't look like a snap, it looks like a miscast. Although maybe not. Looks like he's accidentally got an alien tube coming out of his back from one of the alien models. How unusual. Those are pretty cool anyway. Not really a lot to say about them, is there? Gives a kiss. Let's have a look at the card. And again with the ghastly image. Right. Yeah, they're just hand-to-handy types. Plus 2 strength, 2 attacks. Not particularly, you've only got 1 wound. Relatively low armour with no invulnerable. Moderate strength. Kind of, yeah, it's just a way to sort of build out your Predator force. Give yourself... Predators obviously quite difficult to have any kind of numerical advantage because they're big, powerful individual pieces. So, this is a chance to kind of have a few extra sort of minion type characters on the board. He's a spiked nightmare. What was a spiked nightmare? A model with this skill automatically passes any disengage rolls it is required to take. Because he's prickly and people don't want to hold on to him. And then he's got charge and dodge. So yeah, he's sort of nimble, get out of the way of trouble, get into the positions that you want. It's kind of like an area control beastie, rather than something that's going to be doing a lot of serious killing. It is a shame that they've with that artwork, because that is ghastly. But anyway, so there we go. That is, I would say that those are pretty pricey. I guess I was expecting them to be slightly bigger because the price is, like I say, I think £17, which seems a lot for the two wee chappies. But they're nice, and it's nice to have a little bit of variation on the Predators side of things. And I am collecting these miniatures just because, you know, I love me some Aliens and Predators, and I wasn't going to give up the opportunity to have these as well. Cool, and that, I guess, is all I have to say about that. Bye everybody, bye bye.